The Tales of Grandma Moon.
The Three Little Pigs and the Bad Wolf.
In an enchanted corner of a vast valley, where the hills were covered in a soft blanket of green grass and the rivers sparkled like silver threads in the sun, three little piglets lived a carefree life. There was Pippa, the youngest, with a smile always ready and eyes that sparkled with mischief and curiosity. He was the type who couldn't resist a laugh or a new game. Then there was Lollo, the dreamer of the family, who often got lost in long fantasies, gazing at the clouds and imagining distant worlds. And, of course, we can't forget Mimmo, the oldest and wisest piglet. It was he who watched over his siblings with deep love and an innate sense of responsibility. One sunny morning, as the air was fresh and the flowers were opening up to the world, the three piglets were lying in the generous shade of a tree laden with juicy fruits. Reflecting on the future, they decided it was time to have a place of their own. A safe place where they could tell stories under the stars, laugh about their adventures, and, of course, take long naps. Pippa, with his typical vivacity, was the first to make a decision. "I want to build my house with straw," he exclaimed with joy. "Just imagine. It will be done in the blink of an eye." And without wasting any time, he got to work. He gathered handfuls of golden straw, tying it together in a whirlwind of laughter and songs. When his little house was finished, it gleamed like gold in the sun. It was as light as a feather, and Pippa was extremely proud of it. Lollo, always contemplative, decided to go for something a bit more solid but not too challenging. "Sticks will be perfect," he thought, dreaming of a cozy wooden cottage. And with calm and care, he began his construction, choosing each piece of wood with love. As the days went by, his house started to take shape, with adorable windows and a door that seemed made for storytelling. Finally, Mimmo, with his wisdom and long-term vision, knew he wanted something sturdy and resilient. He had seen the storms that swept through the valley and knew that only a carefully built house would withstand them. So, with determination, he chose the strongest bricks, a deep red in color. With each brick he laid, his house became more imposing, a true fortress against adversity. And so, each in their own way, the three piglets had built their homes, reflecting their personalities and dreams. But the real lesson they would learn would come shortly after, showing that it's not only what we build with that matters, but also how we do it and with how much care and love. In a valley where the sun shone almost every day and the air was always filled with laughter and games, an unexpected change was about to disturb the peace. A long and sinister shadow began to stretch over the green meadow, a sign that something, or rather someone, was approaching. It was a wolf, but not just any wolf. His fur was a deep gray, almost like the mist on a winter morning, and his eyes had a gleam that seemed to read into the soul. He had heard, perhaps from a chatty bird or an overly curious butterfly, about the three piglets' houses, and the idea of a succulent meal made his mouth water. The first house on his path was Pippa's, made of shiny, golden straw. Pippa, who was playing outside, looked up, and with his heart in his throat, rushed inside, closing the door behind him and hoping that the fragile shelter would keep him safe. From outside, a hoarse and sinister voice echoed in the valley, little piglet, let me in." Pippa, trying to show courage even though his little legs were trembling, replied firmly, "No." But the wolf wasn't one to give up easily. With a deep breath, he blew with all his might, sweeping away the straw house as if it were made of paper. Pippo, with his heart pounding, ran like the wind towards the second house, his brother Lollo's, hoping to find refuge there. When the wolf arrived at the wooden door, he sniffed the air, catching the scent of the piglets. Lollo, sensing the presence of the wolf, huddled in a corner of his house, trembling, hoping it could withstand the wolf's assault. Little piglet, open the door!" The wolf roared with a voice that echoed through the valley. With a faint voice, Lollo replied, "No, I won't let you in." The wolf, showing a wicked grin, took a deep breath and blew with all his might. And, to Lollo's great surprise, the wooden house couldn't withstand the force. With a loud creak and a flurry of splinters, the house collapsed, leaving Lollo at the mercy of the wolf. However, the little pig didn't waste any time and, gathering every bit of courage, he ran as fast as he could towards Mimmo's brick house, hoping that the solid refuge of bricks would offer greater protection against the wicked wolf. The story, however, was about to take an even more exciting turn because after Lollo's house, there was Mimmo's solid and impenetrable brick abode, and the wolf would soon arrive there too. In an enchanted valley, surrounded by hills covered in fragrant flowers and crystal-clear streams, lived Mimmo, the eldest of 3 piglet siblings. He was known not only for his large ears and pink snout but also for his great wisdom. Recently, sparrows, swallows, and even owls had brought worrisome news. All the forest birds were chirping about a hungry wolf on the loose. The old trees, with their whispering leaves, seemed to confirm this unsettling voice. Mimmo, with a caring heart beating in his chest, didn't want to take any risks. He knew he had to protect himself and his adorable siblings. So, between one reflection and another, he devised a brilliant plan to keep the dangerous intruder at bay. The day the wolf, with his fur as gray as a storm and eyes that gleamed like sharp gems, approached Mimmo's brick house, the piglet was prepared. The wolf blew, and blew, and blew again, but the house remained steadfast, like a mountain in the face of a gentle breeze. Despite the wolf's strength, the house showed no signs of giving in. It was solid, just like Mimmo's determination. The wolf, growing more curious and somewhat irritated, circled the house, looking for a weak point. He examined the windows, scrutinized the chimney, and even explored every nook, hoping to find a way to sneak in. But, to his surprise, Mimmo had anticipated every move of the wolf. Every effort of the predator was thwarted by an unexpected cleverness of the piglet, an inaccessible window and several other ingenious traps. Even when the wolf tried to enter through the chimney, Mimmo was ready. He had placed a pot of boiling water where the wolf scalded himself, forcing him to flee. Disappointment weighed on him, and his dreams of an easy prey faded. Feeling defeated, the wolf, with a melancholic howl, retreated. As he walked away, raising his tail like a white flag of surrender, he made a promise to the starry sky. He would never disturb the piglets in that valley again. From that day on, the 3 little piglet siblings lived in peace, playing and laughing under the sun. They had learned the importance of cleverness, preparation, and unity. And every time they recounted their adventure, they always ended with the same words: "Together, we are invincible." On that bright afternoon, after the adventurous encounter with the wolf, the 3 little piglet siblings sat in a circle on the soft and fragrant grass. Each of them reflected on the exciting adventures they had just experienced. It was clear that, even though each of them had built their house differently, it was their unity that had kept them safe from danger. And as the three piglets hugged each other tightly, smiling and happy, the story teaches us a valuable lesson. That each of us has something special to offer, but it is together, helping and supporting each other, that we can face any challenge life throws our way.
If you liked this video, click like to support the channel. Don't forget to follow and activate the notification bell.